Hello and welcome to Flyer News Movie Reviews. I'm Alex Hirsch and I'm here to bring you episode 2 of this fantastic review show. So, without further ado, let's start talking about the next M Night Shyamalan movie, The Visit. Remember, this guy's career has gone from good to bad to ugly, so let's see where this lands. So yes, this movie is directed by M Night Shyamalan, famous director of course, Signs, Unbreakable, and of course everyone's favorite, The Sixth Sense. However, he's also the director of The Happening, After Earth, and my least favorite, Last Airbender, but we don't really even qualify that as a movie here. So let me know if you've heard this one before. This is a found footage horror movie. It's a movie that's about these two kids, one of whom is actually putting together a documentary for like a school project or something. And what she's trying to do is basically capture her grandparents' lives and everything. So basically her and her brother are shipped off to go see grandma and grandpa and hang out with them for a week. However, then strange things start happening, because they start noticing that their grandparents are fairly weird. So let's start with the acting. The acting in the movie is actually fairly good by everyone. Sure, the main girl is a little bit like stoic at times and not really the most easy to relate to character, but her brother is hilarious. This kid, he wants to grow up to be some kind of a rap star in the movie. He just says whatever's on his mind. And, well, at times he is kind of annoying. He really does grow on you towards the end. Now, the grandparents in the movie, they do a phenomenal job at being the creepiest bunch of old people I've ever seen in, well, a long time. They live in the woods off in the middle of nowhere. They go on creepy walks, and at night, grandma's kind of, let's just say, not all there. Now, this is a found footage movie, meaning that there are two things that are going to happen. It's going to either look like how a professional would try to do it, and basically turn into this way of saving money rather than actually being a unique way of presenting a movie. Or what it could be is actually something that actually looks like it was once documented by someone, meaning that all the angles are going to be perfect, the color balance might be off from time to time. And thankfully, this movie is the latter. There are no sound effects in the movie that would be added just for dramatic effect. No, everything in this movie seems like it was made by a student, and that's pretty good. Overall, I have to say, the found footage gimmick wasn't just so much a gimmick, it's actually an interesting way to tell the story. So, to sum up my feelings, this is actually a solid movie, and something that I think should be commended for Shyamalan, that he's actually starting to move back into a genre that he's more comfortable with. In fact, you can even tell that this movie kind of was like Shyamalan. Because the main girl in this movie, she kind of feels that she doesn't have anything to contribute. She feels like that everything she's done is kind of just a complete waste. And you can really just tell that Shyamalan was pouring himself into this script, that this is basically him trying to convey to the audience. He knows that he's screwed up in the past and that he's trying to do better and wants to really find out where he belongs. Sadly though, there are flaws in the movie that I'll have to address. First off, the grandparents. Now there's a really interesting story behind that never gets explored. And to top it off, the biggest problem with this movie, it was not scary. Now, I'm not saying that I'm some big tough guy who's never afraid of anything, because no, if a movie scares me, that's good. It did its job. And I want to be scared by a movie. This movie did have creepy parts. I was frightened by a few things, but never was I just like on the edge of my seat, just like wondering what's going to happen next. I was never just like absolutely terrified out of my mind. So I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 5 flyers. I recommend checking it out in the theater. It's an interesting time, and it's a great return to form for Shyamalan. But yeah, because I wasn't scared by the movie, and there were some iffy things about it, the whole fact that there are some interesting stories that were just never touched on, I'm going to have to give it 1.5 angry heads. So that was my review for the movie The Visit. I'm Alex Hirsch. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the theater.